I absolutely love doing thoughtful things for people. I love doing it for friends, family, and also for clients. I love being able to make people feel really good, seen, appreciated. It's just a great way to live. There's also a really great business case for it. When you can do something thoughtful for your prospects, they're more likely to become customers. And when you do thoughtful things for your customers, they're more likely to purchase again and recommend their friends and colleagues to come and buy as well. Lindy, the incredible AI agent tool, has recently released something that makes it really easy to do something very inexpensive that is of very high impact and really touches our customers and clients. And so specifically, I'm using Lindy along with a specific tool called Nano Banana to help create images of appreciation for my prospects, customers, staff. It's all possible with this tool, okay? So take a look at my screen here. I'm using myself as an example here. I took 5 highlights from my last year, 5 things I'm proud of from my last year, and 3 things I'm excited for in 2026. I put those into Lindy, and it produced images like this. Okay. Now I actually had it make 3 options for me, so it really, I could choose which I like the best. So this is the first option. Here's the second option, and this one blows me away. Look at this third option. So what are some things I was proud of? I was proud of speaking at Yale this last year, also moving into a new unit in a high-rise apartment. Another highlight for me was I did 2 different spiritual retreats in Florida. My executive assistant company, we reached 1,000 assistants placed, and I've also gotten better and better, quite good actually at Lindy. Still a long ways to go, but a great start on AI agents. And I'm also on the verge of my first M&A deal, which is exciting. Actually, I've got 2 deals in the pipeline right now, and one of my goals is to get to 10% body fat in 2026. So this image, obviously, this is about me, so it's a little bit silly, but I did this for dozens of my prospects and clients and referral partners back in the holiday season of 2025. What I did is I reached out to dozens of different, again, clients, prospects, partners, other important people who send us business, influencers, etc. And I said, hey, what are 5 highlights from your last year? What are 5 things you're proud of from this last year, and what are 3 goals for 2026? And as they were emailing me and texting me back their responses, I put it into the Lindy AI agent I'm about to show you so that it could create these amazing images like you see on the screen here. And then from there, I took these images and I sent it to my contacts. Some of them were so touched by this, they literally said, I printed that out and I put it on my fridge, or I put it by my desk. A number of them were like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. How did you do this? And so here I am teaching you how to do this. So I'm going to show you kind of a basic version of this, especially if you're new to Lindy. And then I'm going to show you the more advanced version, which is what has created what you see here that I've got. Okay, so first of all, the fundamental tool here is Lindy. If you've never seen it before, Lindy looks like this. You can do, I think, a free trial for a few weeks and get a feel for it. But this is one of the most powerful tools literally ever created in the history of mankind. I am so enamored, amazed by what this tool can do. It's not just for making cute images. It helps with operations, finance, sales, marketing, HR. Anything that you could train a human to do, you should at least consider building an AI agent to build to do it for you, because we're in this era. We all, you and me included, need to become the most AI optimized version of ourselves so that we can not only survive but thrive this new world. Credit to Bill Gurley, that was his quote. We need to become the most AI optimized versions of ourselves. Okay, so this is Lindy, and I'm not going to go into a long explanation of Lindy. If you want help on learning how to use Lindy more generally or for other tasks, I do have a course for that. Just let me know in the comments below and I can hook you up. So the basic version here in Lindy is my AI image generator. So I created this agent. The way that you create an agent is something called the flow editor. And this is the basic agent. Pretty simple looking, right? So basically we start a chat. Then from there, there's what's called an agent step. And that agent step is coming up with basically the prompt or the description that is needed by the image generator, which is the next step. So the image actually gets created by this step here. And the critical part here is that when you generate an image that you use Gemini 3 Pro Nano Banana Pro. That right there is the secret sauce. It's the second half of the secret sauce. The first half is this agent step that creates the prompt that goes into the image generator. Okay, so this is a very simple layout. Obviously, I'm going to guess you've used ChatGPT a lot if you're watching this video with me. There's so much heavy lifting that's done in the prompting. So just like the better the prompt you put into ChatGPT, the better the output on the other side. Same too, the better that you put into this agent step, the more quality output you're going to get. So here is the prompt that I've got so far. So it tells this agent what its role is. You're an expert AI image generation consultant. Your task is to guide users through describing their image vision by asking clarifying questions about style, theme, palette, composition, mood, and details. And then steps. Review the user's initial description, ask 2 to 3 targeted questions about style, theme, color palette, mood, composition. Ask the user if they want to upload a reference image. And once you have enough detail, generate the image prompt to be sent to the next step. Some available tools, some conversation guidelines, ask only one question at a time, be enthusiastic and encouraging. If the description from the user is vague, then ask clarifying questions, and then build a detailed prompt from their answers. Okay, so that's what's happening in this agent step. And then from there, the agent step sends it through to the image generator. The image generator uses Nano Banana Pro, and then from there, it will output an image. Now, the image you're going to see here, because I ran this demo just before recording this for you, so you wouldn't have to wait to watch all the steps run. It is going to be more simple, but it does get you started. And actually, this agent here, it's not just for creating, year in review images or cute photos or images for our clients. You can use this to really do anything. So we'll run a different kind of image in just a moment from now, but I want to let you know how flexible this is. And I also want you to see what the output was. Okay, so I ran a demo right before starting this recording, and this was it. I said, so now the agent is live. I'm now interacting with the agent as if I'm a user of this agent. Okay, so what I said is create a year in review image I can send to my client John Smith. I want this image to celebrate his past achievements of the past year, so he feels appreciated by me. Highlights from their past year: they traveled to Europe, started a new relationship, went to M&A conference that he really enjoyed, what he's proud of from the past year, launched his book, hit a sales record, did $100,000 in 1 month, and became a dad for the first time. His goals for the coming year: hit $150,000 in 1 month sales, do his first business acquisition, and work out 3 days per week at CrossFit. And then I said, can you please generate 3 versions of this image so I can pick the one I like best? Okay, so remember in here how in the prompt I said, I want you to ask me some targeted questions. That's exactly what it's doing now. It's saying, so I put in my initial prompt. It's saying, hey, that sounds like an incredible year for John Smith to get started. And now it's asking me questions. What style would you like? I said a pencil sketch art, so it feels warm like a scrapbook. The Lindy agent comes back, asks me another clarifying question. Do you want a collage of individual sketches or one integrated scene? I said a collage, and I said use subtle colored pencils to make the highlights pop. It says, wow, that's a beautiful concept. One last thing before I get started. Would you like to upload a reference image? Now, why does it ask me that? Because in the flow editor here, I said, ask if they want to upload a reference image. So maybe I have a headshot of John Smith, right? In this case, I said, no, I don't have an image. I said no images to upload, and it got busy. So it then moved into this step here where it had what it needed to create the prompt, and now it's sending it through to the image step. to the image step, and you can see that it got busy creating images. So it used Nano Banana Pro, and it generated this image right here. And so you can see that it has went to travel, new relationship, became a dad, sales record, the big event, the book launch, the business acquisition, the CrossFit 3 times per week, okay? So that's pretty amazing. I mean, it's not as elaborate as the kind of the more advanced version that I showed you, but man, it is mind-blowing that AI can do this, okay? So how do we go from something like this to something that is like this? Okay. In my more advanced version, in the flow editor, I actually have multiple conversation points back and forth where I'm having the image editor gather specific information. So instead of just saying, hey, what kind of image do you want? It's asking questions like, what is their email address? What is their ethnicity? Sometimes I found when Nano Banana was producing the image, if I was sending a gift, a year in review image to someone who was one ethnicity, sometimes it would try and guess and it would draw them as a different ethnicity, and it obviously just felt like an energy disconnect. So are they male or female? From the past year, what are their 5 highlights, 3 things they're proud of, 3 goals they've got for the coming year? Then it asks anything else you'd like to include about them, their significant other, their kids. Like, for example, if they have a dog they really love, then you can say, oh, make sure to include their dog Sparky. And then you'll actually see that Nano Banana will include pictures of a little dog throughout their year in review image. And then it says, do you have a headshot for them? We could add that in our more simple version as well, and it literally would generate, from a headshot. Now, where could you get a headshot? Well, this day and age, pretty much everyone is on LinkedIn, and you know that they like the picture enough that they've got it as their LinkedIn image. So you can just go save image as, and then from there you now have their headshot. Okay, so you can do that and include an image for pretty much everyone that you send a year in review image or an appreciation message to. And obviously this doesn't have to be just year in review. If it's their birthday, if it's an anniversary of them working in your business, or it's a 1-year anniversary of them working with your business, if it's a client, that is all different use cases for the same situation. So then from there, we go into the agent step. The agent step is going to be quite robust here. And so whereas in the more simple version, I had to prompt it with all of this and say, can you create 3 versions for me? Which in the end it actually didn't. It only created 1 version. I'll explain that a little bit later. But here, a lot of that heavy lifting is actually in the prompt. So where here, in the simple version, it had to clarify what's the style that you want. In my more advanced version, I already said, of the 3 image types, I want one to be a journey map, I want to be a conceptual landscape, one to be a hand-drawn metaphor infographic. And then from there, in the output, this is what solves the 3 image issue, is I'm saying I need you to produce 3 prompts, and then you can see that I actually have 3 instances of images being generated. Okay? So there's a lot here that goes into this more advanced prompt. And then in addition to that, I also added that these images, once they're created, they don't just get created in Lindy. So here you can see that our image is created right here in Lindy. I wanted to be able to put it into Google Drive so then I could share the image with the recipient. And so you can see in my more advanced version, I actually have every time an image gets created, it then gets uploaded. And I can designate the proper folder inside of Google Drive. So image 1 is created, then we upload it to Google Drive. Second image is created, then we upload to Google Drive, et cetera, et cetera. And then from there, I have a step here where it's asking, are you happy with the results? And so if I go to the Tim Francis version that we looked at earlier, might take a second to load here, you'll see that at the very top, it asks me all the questions. Then from there, it goes and creates images. I actually was not satisfied with the first 3 versions, but I did upload the headshot. Okay, I thought this was not super good. And so I chatted back and forth with my agent, which I can do because I've set up a flow where there's feedback. If you don't have a feedback flow, then Lindy doesn't know how to talk to you to do a second round of images or a third or fourth iteration, okay? So I went back and forth until it was really, really good. Once I was satisfied with the output, which is what got us, all the way down to these awesome, awesome versions, I said, yeah, I'm happy. And so then from there, I keep clicking the wrong thing. In my more advanced flow, there's actually a step at the end where I will take the 3 images that are now in Google Drive, and I'll take the link to those Google Drive and I'll put them into an email that gets drafted to be sent to the recipient. And so that's this step right here, which is send the year in review email. And so I'm saying that we need to extract the recipient's email address from the earlier conversation. Remember at the very top how we got the email address at the top here? Then from there, I want the subject to be recipient's name, your 2025 year in review. In the body copy of the email, I want it to say, here's a beautiful sketch of the past year that you have lots to be proud of. Here's a sketch of your last year, bolded. And then I created 3 versions, so you can pick the one you like best. And then this is insert image 1. So we're actually pasting the image directly into the body of the email for images 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm giving them download links that they can download the high-res version directly from my Google Drive folder, version 1, 2, 3. And then I summarize what an amazing year you've had. And using bullet points, I summarize their accomplishments and points of pride from 2025. And then I also say what an exciting year you've got ahead with the bullet points that they gave me. So this now becomes a really amazing email. From there, we can put in a PS. You know, if you'd like to create something like this for your clients, let me know. I can show you how. Or you could say, you know, PS, you know, I myself, I'm writing a book in 2026. Be sure, you know, if you'd like to sign up for an early copy, you know, register here. Or, hey, I have a newsletter, subscribe here. Whatever, you know, go check out my YouTube video, YouTube channel, whatever. That can all go right there. Include some rating guidelines. And what all that does is that means now that an email is literally already drafted in my Gmail account and it already has the images attached. And all I have to do is go and double check that draft to make sure that I like it. And if it's looking good and I'm happy with it, then from there I can just hit send and off it goes. Okay. So I will actually show you in my email inbox what that looks like. Here's the email. You can see that the actual images, they're there, but they're just broken in the preview. But in the final version that I would send, it would be there. It's got the links to download all the versions that I created. And then here's the summary, what a year you've had, what you're proud of, what an exciting year you've got. And then from there, what now? And then here's all that PS line and everything. All right, so I hope that that was helpful. If you want to learn how you can build your own Lindy skills, I do have a course that I put out. Maybe just mention in the comments below if you'd like that course. And or if you need to get connected to someone who is a Lindy expert who can just build these things for you, just let me know. I myself probably not going to be the one who would build things for you in Lindy. I have other businesses that I run, and they're where my focus is at right now. However, I have more and more people around me who are good at Lindy, and perhaps I can introduce you to some of them. All right, if you found this helpful, be sure to hit subscribe and like. It not only helps me and the algorithm, it also makes sure that you get future videos that I put out, particularly if you're a high-performance entrepreneur looking to fulfill your potential here this year. This is definitely a channel I think you probably want to stay tuned to. See you in the next one.